That's really cool art. You have generated a super frame of your own.
Yes. Oh my God.
It's
Well,
it's my sister's paintings.
it's cool.
Oh yeah, my compliments to
Yeah.
your sister. Yeah, those are beautiful.
I wanted to start off just by saying thanks for taking the time to talk lanterns today, and you guys have made an amazing series, and
Oh, thank
yeah, you
you.
guys should be really proud of it. So
Oh,
it's really
we really appreciate
fantastic.
it. Thank you.
Awesome.
You complimented
You
the artwork
guys,
before you said that about
Yes,
Lanterns.
but if
Just
you had if
remember
you had
that.
gone the other
Yes,
way, we were
even though
ready to
it's your
trash the
sisters.
artwork. We were
Yeah,
just here.
yeah. Tell your sister we don't like it at all.
Yes.
you guys are great. I love it. Damon, I really wanted to ask you a question first, if you don't mind.
Please.
I really liked the story, specifically how it started off very rural, True Detective, as the brief was that you guys have stated, and then it's steadily the sci-fi elements started to creep in, and it gets expansive and bigger and bigger. Was that by design? Was a way to ease the audience into these concepts? Is that something you learnt with Tomorrowland, with Star Trek? What was the angle there?
I think that's really it's an insightful question, and you're the first person to evoke Star Trek in this particular context because I remember JJ saying I wanna meet Jim Kirk as a kid on Earth stealing a car. And that kind of idea. I will say, and it seems like you have some familiarity with, but it's like I like Green Lanterns. I've always had an affinity, particularly for Hal. I think that he was a cool character, and I love that he could imagine things that he could make real with this ring. But it was never something that I necessarily felt like, oh my God, I've got to make a Green Lanterns TV show or a Green Lanterns movie. But then what made me lean in was what was the way that it was presented to me at first by James Gunn and Peter Safran, that they had been in a room with Tom, and Tom had pitched it as True Detective, and then suddenly that idea of like, oh, this is a buddy cop thing. There's a mystery to it, and the characters of when you say True Detective, I care more about Rust Cole and Marty than I do about the case that they're investigating. So suddenly I
Gotcha.
cared. I was like, oh, I want to see that. I want to see Hal and John together, and what age is Hal while this is happening, and and is there one ring that they have to share, and what's their relationship? And I didn't even have training day yet until I met with Tom.
So
But
do you
Tom's
think
also saying,
the underlying current is the humanity, is what you
yes,
guys as writers both look for
always.
in the stories first, and then things like the plot, the themes, all that all comes from that first?
You have to put the genre elements in service of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We're all big Green Lantern fans here.
Mhm.
Beyond being just a big Green Lantern fan, I'm also a massive fan of psychology and philosophy and all those sorts of things, and how those like myth archetypes or myth ideas find their ways into our storytelling. Star Wars is a great example of something like that. With Green Lantern, that's kind of the fearless hero archetype you could imagine. With Hal, with Tom, you're known for deconstructing a lot of your heroes. Did you have fun deconstructing that fearless hero archetype?
I I never think of what I do as deconstructing because I feel like Alan Moore got there before I did and had deconstructed them beforehand. So
Your post
yeah,
deconstructionist.
they were like in
Okay,
pieces and we were putting them back together.
I like that. Yeah.
I always feel sort of what I love bringing to comics, and there are people who do the opposite. I think John Hickman is a great example. He takes superheroes and elevates them, so you feel like when you're reading a Hickman comic, you're reading gods whispering each other. You're reading the Iliad, where the gods are sort of talking about the humans beneath them, and you're kind of. I do the opposite. I bring these gods and sort of push them down to earth. And I don't
Yes.
consider that sort of deconstructing, more just like welcoming them inside our world.
Right.
That's absolutely what I tried to bring to this. But I mean, there wasn't a person in that room who thought of John and Hal as a god or as untouchable or as perfect.
Yeah.
Everyone in that room, from the comic fans to the not comic fans, wanted to make a show that was about their brother, their father, themselves, the people they knew, their different perspectives, and what would those people be like if they had rings. And to me, that's what makes superheroes amazing. It's not a
Yes.
story of the untouchable, it's the story of the touchable, it's the story of the vulnerable, it's the story that people have the opportunity to be something fantastic.
I think you hit the nail on the head on why DC works. For me, Marvel is about becoming great, versus DC is about great people becoming human. And I think that's really what really works about Lanterns, honestly.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's a really fantastic series.
You don't really believe he's your backup, do you, Hal?
No,
Let's say what he actually is.
my replacement.
I just want to ask why you guys think Green Lantern specifically is so evergreen. Like, you know,
So to say.
why do you think those like concepts like Green Lantern resonates so well?
I think that there's an interesting, just to your point about myth and also the anthropological constructs of myth that, embedded in the Green Lantern story, which is not necessarily a part of other superhero stories, is this idea of chosenness. I think that, Bruce Wayne decides that he is going to be Batman. No one designates him to be that. Barry Allen is in an accident and basically becomes the Flash. But I think like inherent in the death of Abin Sur and the Ring basically going out to find someone worthy is the kind of Arthurian legend. This sort of idea of why me. And I think that in a contextual landscape where a lot of the people who are wielding power in the world are chosen, maybe not necessarily by democracy, but by virtue of like the power and wealth and the system that they were born into. And then there are other people who have to work, 25 times as hard and have more hoops to jump through and hurdles to clear in terms of the institutions that they have to overcome to sort of achieve the ring. It suddenly felt like we were vectoring in on something really interesting that was there all along for us when you look at the canon of why John Stewart came into DC in the first place, and the idea that Hal was not entirely welcoming about saying like, hey, wait a minute, I'm not quite ready to give this up yet. I've still got a lot of superheroing to do. Started a comment, I think, in terms of like this sort of idea of when is it time for the old guard to make way for the new guard that is speaking to us now. That all kind of went into the pot.
I think just to be more nerdy about it, I do think the Ring is cool.
How could you be more nerdy about what I just said? I feel like I just
it's my
achieved
constant challenge.
apex nerddom.
I think just wearing the ring is part of it. I think because to go back to your philosophy, like we're a tool using species. Like us against the bear, we're gonna lose. But if we have a spear in our hand, if we so there's something innate in our evolution that says we need a tool to defeat. And Superman doesn't have that tool, but Green Lantern has that. He's given something, and I think that relates to something instinctual in all of us. I think you give I have 3 children. They understand much easier who Green Lantern is than Superman. Because if you wear this magic ring, you will have powers, and it just appeals to them on some gut level. They put this ring, and then you put on the ring, and they run around like, oh, for Superman it's this cape, but just that the idea that you wear a ring and suddenly become something cool, I think will last ages.
Man, bang on. You guys have just hit the nail on the head. It's so good.
Was it more nerdy? Did I clear the bar? Was it?
Oh, you guys crushed it. Amazing show. Amazing answers to these questions. I'm so incredibly proud of you guys, of how you guys have depicted how a hero that will not concede on saving people. So.
And obviously it's a big junket day and we get asked lots of questions, but like those were very insightful, thoughtful questions. Thank you for going so deep.
Thank you. Yeah,
it's like
appreciate it.
The monotony of these things is like interrupted only by people like you. So thank you.
Yeah, it means a ton.
Thanks, Damon.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to be a writer one day, so fingers crossed.
Oh, he's coming for our jobs now? No, God.
There's room for all of us, Tom. It's not coming for your job. There's plenty of
The show's
jobs.
about replacement. You're
Yes,
John,
exactly.
I'm Hal.
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.